Welcome to Retro Needy, where we love nostalgia. Today we're counting down the top 10 action movies of the 80s. These are going to be mostly of the main action genre, so you won't see movies like RoboCop or Terminator on this list. But be sure to subscribe because an 80s top 10 sci-fi movie countdown will be coming soon. Number 10. Commando. This movie is full of classic one-liners.
Green berets for breakfast. Right now, I'm very hungry.
Tons of action-packed car chases, fight scenes, and explosions, of course. Arnold Schwarzenegger starts as U.S. Army Colonel John Matrix on a personal mission to recover his kidnapped daughter. Released October 4th, 1985, Commando went on to make $57.5 million at the end of its theatrical debut. Number 9. Top Gun. Released May 16, 1986, Top Gun starred Tom Cruise, Val Kilmer, Anthony Edwards, and Kelly McGillis. This movie about pilots who are the very best of the best training at the Top Gun program is filled with action flight scenes, tons of aerial tricks, speed, and plenty of trips to the danger zone. Top Gun was a box office success with a total of over $353 million in worldwide box office sales, making it the highest grossing movie in 1986. Number 8. Beverly Hills Cop. Beverly Hills Cop is an action comedy movie starring Eddie Murphy as Axel Foley, a Detroit cop who traveled to Beverly Hills looking for the guys responsible for murdering his friend Mikey. This movie screams 80s, with the music, the styles, and just the general atmosphere is enough to give you plenty of nostalgia vibes. Beverly Hills Cop opened in theaters on December 5th, 1984, and debuted at number 1 in the US, making over $15 million its first week, and continued as a box office number 1 hit for 13 consecutive weeks, in total making over $316 million worldwide by the end of its run. Number 7. Police Story. The 1985 Hong Kong action comedy Police Story is our next pick. This movie is full of awesome action sequences and perfectly choreographed stunts done by actor and martial arts master Jackie Chan. In this exciting movie, police officer Chan finds himself in a lot of trouble when an undercover sting goes wrong. Even though Chan caught crime lord Chu, he ends up getting away during the trial, but wants revenge against Officer Chan. This film won the 1986 Hong Kong Best Picture Award, and multiple sequels were created after its success. Number 6. Bloodsport. Another great movie with great martial arts fights is 1988's Bloodsport, starring Jean-Claude Van Damme. Bloodsport is one of Van Damme's first starring films where he showcases his martial arts abilities, including that oh-so-famous splits that he's known to do in almost all of his movies.
That hurts me just looking at it.
In this film, he plays U.S. Army Captain Frank Dukes, who travels to China to compete in the underground Kumite martial arts tournament. With a budget of only $2.3 million, Bloodsport proved to be a commercial success, bringing in $50 million worldwide in box office sales. Not too shabby. Number 5. Raiders of the Lost Ark. In 1981, we were introduced to Indiana Jones in Raiders of the Lost Ark, the first of a series of Indiana Jones films by George Lucas and Steven Spielberg. This movie is set in 1936, where Hitler's army is looking to find the Ark of the Covenant, and the United States has recruited Indiana Jones to find it first. Raiders of the Lost Ark grossed over $212 million at the box office by the end of its run, making it the highest grossing film of 1981. Number 4. Lethal Weapon. This was the beginning of a beautiful friendship in this first installment of the Lethal Weapon movie series. Veteran cop who was ready to retire, Murtaugh, is paired with Riggs, who after the death of his wife is a bit unstable, but they must put their differences aside and learn to cooperate together to catch a gang of drug smugglers. At the box office, Lethal Weapon topped at number 1 for its first 3 weeks, and overall grossed over $120 million, also bringing rise to the popularity of the mismatched buddy cop movie subgenre. Number 3. Scarface. Cuban immigrant Tony Montana builds an import drug empire in this 1983 remake of the 1932 film Scarface. This movie, when first filmed, was originally rated X due to the graphic nature and excessive swearing. Director Brian De Palma had to repeatedly edit the movie until an appeals board finally decided to give it an R rating. At the box office, the film made a total of $65.1 million in 1983. Number 2. Die Hard. Die Hard may not just be at the top of the list of best action movies of the 80s, but some may even consider it as one of the best Christmas movies as well. In 1988, Bruce Willis stars as NYPD cop John McClane, who is trapped in a skyscraper along with dozens of hostages by a German terrorist group. McClane must use his wit to take down the terrorists and rescue the hostages, all on his own, while not even wearing shoes. Die Hard had a production budget of $28 million and made over $139 million in worldwide box office sales. Number 1. Rambo: First Blood Part 2. First Blood Part 2, or some may also know the film as Rambo 2, is the second installment in the Rambo franchise. In this movie, Sylvester Stallone, continuing his role as John Rambo, is given a deal to be taken out of prison to fly back to infiltrate a Vietnamese prisoners of war camp. With great action scenes, explosions, and choppers, this is truly an unforgettable 80s action icon. Overall, Rambo: First Blood Part 2 grossed over $300 million worldwide at the box office in 1982. The 80s had some iconic action movies. I really don't think they make them the way they used to back then. What was your favorite action movie from the 80s? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to give us a big thumbs up and click the subscribe button so that you won't miss the next nostalgic video here on Retro Needy.